Hello YouTube, I'm new CENTER Maine meteorologist Jason Nappi talking about air quality today, fall foliage, and also talking about the Fryeburg Fair. So stick around for that. Let's talk about the air quality happening right now while I'm recording this on your Sunday evening. Still here along the coastline, talking about ground level pollution, okay? This is from all of that smoke coming down from Canada. And I mean, the measurements here that I've been seeing looking up, especially around the Portland area and also the mid-coast, heading up even down east, a lot of haze. So you got to be careful around the orange code level type of ground level smoke going on. So we'll get to the socials now. If you'd like to follow along, you want to do a little bit more into the detail. This is where you go to Facebook, my Twitter, and on YouTube if you want more of Jason Nappi, more of me, right, doing the weather, talking about things like right now, all the way down to Boston, up to Seacoast, Southern Coast, Mid-Coast, down east, all the way up into Eastport and back towards Nova Scotia too. So still going on here, but there's big improvement expected around high pressure to our north. This is Sunday night into Monday. Watch the colors pull off of Nova Scotia, pull out of the Bay of Fundy from that northerly breeze. So the ground level smoke is going to improve. The conditions will improve as it heads south. Now let's talk about the average peak fall foliage, okay, because we're in this time frame. Late September, normally western mountains heading up the Presidential Range, New Hampshire, all the way up into the North Woods and Northern Highlands, the Boundary Plateau. But right now, not quite there. We're like on the fringe of getting into that peak. And we're at October 1st when I'm recording this. But this is going to be valid right on through. Early October, we're starting to see these colors here getting close to peak. And then mid to late October, typically from down east back to the seacoast. Here's the map. Broke out the, pencil and drew this one in from the current report. You have that moderate shade from the North Woods, up in the county, back through the Highlands, all the way back down towards the Penobscot Bay area right here. You're seeing that mid-coast, moderate, and even a portion of the southern coast, more towards the mid-coast though. Only from Augusta in the southwest interior is where it's very low. Everyone else is at low or moderate and expecting, once again, the northern mountains this upcoming weekend. So if you're watching this on Monday or on Wednesday of the first week of October, whenever you're watching it, expected for if you're planning a trip, your friends, the leaf peepers coming up from Connecticut or New York, peak in the mountains. That's the forecast. So it's going to be peak from that point forward, obviously, up in the mountains. Now, let's talk about the Fryeburg Fair. Day one of the Fryeburg Fair, 80. Yes. Now, not as hot for tomorrow or Monday, wherever you're watching this, in the low 70s here. Warm, you need the sunglasses, the sunscreen, but it's going to get hot again. Look at Tuesday. So I've got 74. I put it for a high Monday. I think we'll get a bit above that day planner I just showed you. And then Tuesday, that's just bonkers. 85, very hot and humid. Not exactly fair weather, but I mean, it is going to be blazing hot. And then Wednesday, still hot and humid, because we're going to have a backdoor front come through, and that's not we're going to make much progress getting to Fryeburg, okay? So Fryeburg is like the last stop of that backdoor front that's going to come through on Wednesday. So it's still going to be hot. Now, as far as the next rain opportunity, it's going to be later Friday. Watch here. This is fast forwarding Friday into the weekend. So into Saturday, cold fronts coming in from the west. A few showers out ahead of it, but really by 7 o'clock Friday, not a lot of rain. Okay, it is going to be cloudy, but the rain starts to moisten up. The atmosphere moistens up by Saturday morning here down east from Eastport, Cowes, Machias, all the way back. And then here comes the actual front pushing through Saturday. Wind out of the south. So it's not going to be the coldest rain, but it won't be warm either. And then by 11 o'clock on Saturday, that front is pushing through, that wind shifting out of the west here. Okay, so if you're thinking about doing some hunting on Saturday of the upcoming weekend, you have a westerly breeze Saturday night. Now, as far as rainfall amounts, if we get some enhancement here down east, more than 1 or 2 inches plus, everyone else generally a lot less. Now, it's still several days away from fine-tuning the rainfall amount forecast here. A lot of factors in play with that front. But I can tell you is that with the foliage starting to hit peak and whatnot, especially up north, you're going to have that wind come through, and there are going to be some leaves coming down this upcoming weekend. 20, 25 mile per hour gusts Friday night. Okay, then as we get into Saturday, briefly, 36 Rangeley, 33 in Greenville, Rockland 36. So yeah, we're going to have definitely some leaf drop happening. Now on Saturday night, as the front comes through, there's the westerly breeze. You notice that wind dies down just a bit. So that's the update there on the smoke, the foliage, and obviously everything going on with the Fryeburg Fair. Hope you have a great time. If you want to follow along, see anything you missed on the YouTube channel, the Instagram, do the food there, the pizza, personal stuff, the ice cream, and then also on Facebook. We have a pretty big community there. We love pizza, we love ice cream, we love Maine, so come here and join us. Also took a trip up down east to see the family this week. You can check in on that. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time for another special segment.